Hello students, welcome to the VAIR community. This is a parallel where we discuss previous year's CAT DILR sets, one set at a time. And here's the next one for you. This is from CAT 2008. But if you want more such content, make sure to subscribe to us and make sure to share all these links with your friends as well. All right, the set goes as this. In a sports event, 6 teams, A, B, C, D, E, and F, are competing against each other. Matches are scheduled in 2 stages. Each team plays 3 matches in stage 1 and 2 matches in stage 2. So clearly, just at the first glimpse, we know that this is a games and tournament question. Let's take a look at what all information is given to us and how do we proceed with a situation like this. No team plays against the same team more than once in the event. So every team basically is playing with the same team once in the event. No ties are permitted in any of the matches. So this gets rid of all the possibilities of ties or draws between the teams and their matches. So we have 6 teams. They're playing all against each other. And each team plays with every other team once in the tournament. 3 matches in the first stage and 2 matches in the second stage. Let's try and understand how this works. So we have 6 teams here. A is the first team. A will be playing how many matches? A will be playing a match with B, with C, with D, with E, and with F. So A alone plays 5 matches. And from the 5 matches, A has played 3 matches in stage 1 and 2 matches in stage 2. So clearly every team is playing 5 matches, of which 3 of them are being played in the first stage and 2 of them are being played in the second stage. Since we already know that a team plays with the same team only once, if, for example, there is a match between A and B in stage 1, it means that A and B cannot play in stage 2 again. So 3 separate people or 3 separate opponents in the first stage, and then the remaining 2 opponents will meet that team in the second stage. So for example, if I have A and B playing in the first stage, I have A and C also playing in the first stage, and if I have A and D playing in the first stage, that means A has already played against B, C, and D in stage 1, which means they cannot repeat the same people in stage 2 as well. So in stage 2, clearly A will be playing with the remaining teams, that is E and F. So there'll be a match between A and E in stage 2 and a match between A and F in stage 2 as well. This is just an example to understand what exactly is inferred from the first piece of information from the paragraph. They have also mentioned that there are no ties permitted in any of the matches. Now, I will just remove the example that we have taken over here and let's take a look at the actual information that they have given us in the further stage. In stage 1, they say that one team won all the 3 matches. So there is one team out of these 6 that has won all the 3 matches that it has played with. Remember, there are 3 matches played in the first stage and 2 matches in the second stage. So there is one team who has won all the 3 matches of stage 1. There are 2 teams who have lost all the 3 matches each in stage 1 itself. Now they have given us additional information. So we have D lost to A but won against C and F and so on and so forth. Now just to give you an idea about how do we represent all this data in the form of a chart or a table so that we understand very clearly how we are going to fill in the information. Now, in order to be able to represent all this information so that we clearly understand who has won against whom and who has lost against whom, we draw a basic diagram, which is a table, which looks something like this. I will tell you how to read this table now. So first of all, we have listed down all the teams in the vertical axis and all the same teams in the horizontal axis as well. A, B, C, D, and F are playing against A, B, C, D, E, and F. Now, A cannot play against A. That is why this is a dash. That means this square need not be filled or should not be filled. Likewise, B cannot play a match against B. So this is also a dash. And similarly for all the other teams as well. That means whichever squares have dashes on them, we need not fill them up. Now, how do we read this table? Let's take an example from the stage 1 information given to us. They have said D lost to A. So what this means is in the match between A and D, A has won and D has lost. So first of all, they have said D lost to A. So what this means is in the match between A and D, A has won and D has lost. So first of all, I need to spot where is the match between A and D on the table. So if I am looking horizontally, then this entire row belongs to A. I'm looking from the perspective of A. So between the match with A and D, they have said A has won and D has lost. So I'm looking from the perspective of A in this square. I am going to write a win here because A has won against D. Now there is a same match which has been written in the form of D's match with A. So here we are looking at A's match with D, and then we're looking at the same match in this box, which is D's match with A. But now for this box, I'm going to look from the perspective of D. So if my team is D, I know that our team has lost. So D has lost against A. So here I'm not going to write a win. I will have to write a loss for L. I hope this is clear when I'm trying to fill up the information. So every match has 2 boxes to be filled up, one for the winner and one for the loser. Between A and D, we know that A has won. So in the horizontal line of A with D, I'm going to write a W because A has won. And on the horizontal line of D, I'm going to write a loss because D has lost against A. I hope this is clearly understood, and then we can fill up all the information that is given about stage 1. Next up, we have D has lost to A, but won against C. That means they are still talking about D. They have said D has won against C. So now we need to find the match between D and C. And we know that D has won against C. That means C has lost against D. We know that there are no ties, so that is out of perspective. It's all about wins and losses. So if D has won with C, let's find out this match. D has won with C. That means from D's perspective, we have won with C. But from C's perspective, C has lost with D. So find that same match between C and D in C's row. So we have C and D's match is this particular box. And we know that C has lost this match. So I'm going to write a loss for C. So C has lost against D. This is how the table is to be read. The same condition also says that D lost to A but won against C and F. That means D has won against F as well. We're still talking about D. So in the match between D and F, D has won and F has lost. Let's spot this particular match and let's write down the wins and losses as well. So between the match of D and F, D has won. And the same match between F and D, we know that looking from F's perspective, F has lost this match. So I will write down an L here. Now, before we go to the next condition, if you just notice this particular chart, we know that this is about stage 1. And we also know that there were exactly 3 matches played by each team in stage 1. If I look at the information here, I know that D has already played 3 matches. D has played a match with A, D has played a match with C, and D has played a match with F. which means D has completed all the 3 matches in stage 1, which clearly means that D does not play with B in stage 1, and D does not play with team E in stage 2 either. So D is completely done, and D and B do not play. That means I'm going to cross out B and D as well, because this match did not happen in stage 1. And I'm going to cross out the match between E and D also. E and D are not playing in stage 1. So D is completed. And we also know that this one team who has won all the 3 matches is not D. 2 teams who have lost all the matches is also not D. This is about stage 1 itself. Let's go to the next condition now. I'm going to conditions that are giving me definite information first so that I fill that up. And then I will see about the possibilities of the remaining empty boxes. Let's look at the next condition. E lost to B. So between the match E and B, E has lost to B. So in a match between E and B, E has lost. So I'm writing an L here because I'm seeing from the perspective of E. But from the perspective of B, I know that B has won the match against E. So B will have a win against E. The same thing goes forward. E lost to B, but won against C. So E has won against C. So between E and C, E has won. That means C has lost with E. C has lost with E. And E has won against F as well. So E has won with F. That means F has lost to E. We again have all the 3 matches for E in stage 1. So I will cross out the remaining boxes that are empty. We've already crossed out E and D's match. That does not happen in the season. Same thing is applicable between E and A's match also. So E and A do not play a match in stage 1. Crossing the same match out for A and E as well. All right, so we're done with the fourth condition as well. Let's take a look at the 5th one. 5th one says B has lost at least 1 match. B has lost at least 1 match. It has won 1 match, we already know that. But among the other 2, whichever they are, B has lost at least 1 match. At least means a minimum of 1 match. So if you have lost a minimum of 1 match, you could have lost 1 match or 2 matches or all the 3 matches. But B already has 1 win out of the 3 matches played in stage 1. That means there could be either 1 more loss or there could be 2 losses. But we don't know that yet, so this is not definite information. Let's hold on to this for a bit. Let's go to the 6th one. F did not play against the top team of stage. F did not play against the top team of stage 1. So if F has not played against the top team of stage 1, the top team of stage 1 will either be A or B or C, or F themselves, so that they don't play against themselves. But let's try and go back to the information once again. So we know that F has lost 2 matches. We also know that C has lost 2 matches. And we know that B has at least 1 loss. So then which team remains to be the first team which has won all the 3 matches? F has 2 losses already. C has 2 losses. D and E, the matches are over. They cannot be the top team. B has at least 1 loss. There is only 1 team which has won all the 3 matches in stage 1. That has to be A, because there is no other team left to win all the 3 matches. B cannot, because they've said in the 5th condition here that B has lost at least 1 match. So A has to be the top team. If A has to be the top team, it has already won 1 match. And then if A is the top team, the last condition says F did not play against the top team. So F did not play against A is what they are meaning to say. That means there was no match between F and A. So I'm crossing out this match between F and A, and I'm crossing the same thing out for A as well. There was no match between F and A. Now, if I look at the F, Now, if I look at A, there are only 3 matches that A has played in this match, in this stage, out of which it has won 1, and then it has to win all the other 2 as well, because one team has won all 3 matches. So A and B's game, A is the winner. That means B has lost to A. B has lost to A. Likewise, between the match of A and C, A is the winner again. That means C has lost against A. Now let's look at the remaining conditions. So we know that 2 teams lost all the matches. If 2 teams have lost all the matches, which are those teams? B has not lost all the matches because B has a win. C is definitely one of the teams who has lost all the matches. There are 3 matches covered in C. So one of these teams is C. That means C's 3 matches are over. So C cannot play with B and with F in this particular stage. Likewise, if C is not playing with B, then B and C's match does not happen. And C is not playing with F. That means F and C's match does not happen either. So C is one of those teams that has lost all the matches. And is there any other team that you can give who has lost all the matches? D is not that team. E is also not that team. Then we are only left with F. F is the second team who has lost all the matches. That means this match between F and B, F has lost. Because there are supposed to be 2 teams that have lost all the matches. So if F has lost a match with B, that means B has won the match against F. So this will be a win. This is all that we know about stage 1. And I think we have covered all the information from stage 1. I hope this is clear to everybody. So the 2 teams who have lost all the matches are C and F. The top team who has won all the matches is A. And we have everything else in place. Now, this is how stage 1 looks. Let's go forward and fill up stage 2 in a similar manner. There's a similar pattern in stage 2 as well. We have to go back and remember that no team plays against the same team more than once in the event. Now, for example, A has played with B, C, and D in stage 1. They will not repeat the same opponent in stage 2. So I will cross out all the matches that have been covered in stage 1 because they will not be filled in stage 2. Let's do that first. So A cannot play with B, A cannot play with C, A cannot play with D either. So the matches left for stage 2 in A are going to be with E and with F. Likewise, I will cross out these matches as well. So all the matches that are filled up in stage 2 will be crosses in all the matches that are filled up in stage 1 will be crosses in stage 2. Let's do that first, and then let's come back to the additional information here. All right, let's take a look at the conditions of stage 2 now. The leader of stage 1 lost the 2 matches in stage 2. The leader of stage 1 was clearly A because A had won all the matches. Now, the leader of stage 1, which is A, has lost the 2 matches in stage 2. So A has played with E and F in stage 2, and those both are losses. That means E has won with A and F has also won with A. So these both for E and F are wins. The second condition says, of the 2 teams at the bottom after stage 1, the 2 teams at the bottom of stage 1 would be the teams that have lost all the matches, which is C and F. Of the 2 teams, that is out of C and F, one team won both the matches in stage 2, and the other team lost both the matches in stage 2. We don't know yet, so let's keep that on hold. Out of C and F, if I take a look at what we already know, F already has a win. So F cannot be the team that has lost both the matches in stage 2. That means F has to be the team that has won both the matches, and C then is the team that has lost both the matches. So F will give both of them as wins. That means F has won with C. So C has lost with F, and C has also lost the other match. So that is with B because they haven't played in the previous stage. If C has lost to B, then B must have won to C, so 1 with C. All right, so we've taken care of the second condition here as well. Let's take a look at the third one. One more team lost both matches in stage 2. Let's take a look if we can spot this team. Lost both matches. B cannot be the one who has lost both matches because B already has a win. E also cannot be the one who's lost both matches because he also has a win. So the only other team left is D for us. D has lost both matches in stage 2. So D has played with B here, and D is left to be played with E. And D has lost both these matches. That means B has won with D, B has won with D, and E has also won with D. E has won with D. So E is a win with D. Now that we have filled up all the wins and losses, this is our final diagram, which we're going to use in order to answer the questions that follow. I hope this has been clear. Let's take a look at the questions. They will be a piece of cake because we have all the information in the table. Let's take a look at the questions. The two teams that defeated the leader of stage 1 are. Now, if we look at the leader of stage 1, that is team A clearly because there are all 3 wins. And who has defeated A is not going to be in stage 1. So the question basically talks about stage 2. And there are 2 teams clearly who have defeated A in stage 2, which is E and F. So our answer for this question is going to be E and F because E has won against A in this stage, and so also has F. So our answer will be E and F for this question. The next question. The only team or teams that won both matches in stage 2 is or are. Clearly, if we look at stage 2, we see that B has won both the matches. Is there any other team who has won both the matches? Yes. E has also won both the matches and F has also won both the matches. So our answer to this question will be B, E, and F, which is option number 4. The third question that followed is the teams that won exactly 2 matches in the event are. Now they're talking about 2 matches and exactly 2 matches, but the entire event, not just a stage, but the entire event. So let's take a look at the teams that have won exactly 2 matches in the entire event put together. A has won 3 matches. B has won exactly 2 matches. But B has also won 2 matches in stage 2. So that's going to be a total of 4 matches for B. So that's not going to be an answer. Let's take a look at the options. We have D, E, and F in a majority of the options. So let's see D. D has won 2 matches in stage 1. D has lost all the matches in stage 2. So exactly 2 matches. Yes, D is one of the teams. If I take a look at E, there are 2 matches won in stage 1, but 2 matches won in stage 2 as well. So E is not a part of the answer. And F has won 2 matches in stage 2 and lost all the matches in stage 1. So F is also going to be a team that has won exactly 2 matches in the entire event. So our answer to this question is going to be D and F. And the last question of the set is this one. The team or teams with the most wins in the event is or are. So let's point out the events for all of them and the win throughout all the event. A has a total of 3 wins. So A has a total of 3 wins. C has a total of 0 wins. So C has 0 wins. B has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 wins. So B has a total of 4 wins. And E has a total of 4 wins also. So E has 4 wins so far. That seems to be like an answer. And E has 4 wins together. So the answer will be the teams that have the most wins are B and E both. Answer will be option number 3. That's all for this particular set for today. That's all for today's set. But like I said in the initial bit of the video as well, if you want more of this kind of content, make sure to subscribe in the link that is in the description and make sure to spread the word to your friends as well. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video with another set.